Hello there and a very warm welcome to Generation Me. This is Tshering Wangchuk and today I've come to Thimphu Tech Park here at Babisa in Thimphu, and I've come to the tech park to meet a young entrepreneur. Let's find out more about this young entrepreneur and about his business.
Hello, this is Jimmy T.Y. Rinzin. Thank you for calling me on your show.
All right, Jimmy, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for being on Generation Me. All right, Jimmy, tell me more about you.
Basically, struggling entrepreneur, like everyone else. But I'm living my dream, so I'm basically living my dream currently. So I think I'm surviving. I'm trying to survive. And then hopefully Druk Ride survives as well. So right now, currently I started a company called Druk Ride.
Why do you call yourself as a struggling entrepreneur?
Struggling, basically, entrepreneurs, we tend to take up this field, this job, because we tend to see challenges. So currently we are all struggling as an entrepreneur. So basically what entrepreneurs does is we tend to look at the problems in a different manner, and then we feel like we could solve the problems. So I feel like everyone is struggling currently, but hopefully that struggle will be worth it in the later on.
I really admire you. I really appreciate you that you're living your dreams, Congratulations. Anyway, so Jimmy, tell me more about your business,
Druk Ride is a platform where people can buy a bus ticket at an instant. So the focus was when I started off Druk Ride, people had lots of problem going to the station, and we were losing lots of resources, indirectly affecting our income. And then Bhutanese people, we tend to ignore that fact that it's our money, it's my money. We tend to waste it unnecessarily. So what if Druk Ride could serve that purpose of letting the people book bus ticket at an instant without indirectly affecting their resources, like fuel, car fuel, going till the station, booking a taxi, going till there. So we wanted to have a smart community build up from the base. So that's why Druk Ride came up. And then we want to make it a smarter economy. So how do we do that, means to see first we start with the basics. We start with saving our money, individual money. So how do we save it? We don't need others to go till the station. They can book the ticket from anywhere, any place, any time.
Anyway, if you could explain, how Druk Ride works.
Just currently we have a website, and then within a week or so we will be launching our app as well. So in the website you just go to www.drukride.com. So you just go there, you find that from where your starting point and then where your destination is, and then you select the date, and then you search. And then you select your own seats. So beautiful part about Druk Ride is you can select your own seats.
Okay, all right. Anyway, Jigme, how long, did it take for you to start Druk Ride? How long, did you work on this?
This Druk Ride took about 1.5 years just to implement, come up and everything. But previously, I did work on Uber service. Uber service, something that the Western world has it. So I thought of why can't we do it as well. It's a taxi-based service where it's an on-demand service where you want taxi anytime, you get it from your GPS system, mobile on your app. But that concept, I felt like I shifted the boat when one of my friend said to me, he was desperate to get a ticket. And then he asked me, will the station be open right now? Okay. So that's when the idea came about, and then I shifted the boat, and then I felt like I had to do this because it was a problem that people were facing. So Uber, maybe in the later future I might implement the system, but currently what Druk Ride does is sells bus ticket online, and we are bringing in even airlines as well, and then one facility to encourage the youths. Some are really good cooks, chefs. They can really be self-employed. But I saw the problem of delivery system. So that's when Druk Ride is working so hard to bring up that gap la, and then to be the bridge. So as I know as an entrepreneur, we have problems in delivery system out here la. So how can I implement this in a way? I brought up a Anila workflow la. So hopefully I could encourage other youths la, who are interested in cooking la, and they feel, and then I know youths are good at what they do la, but just they need that platform la. Some are really good cooks la. I will start it off with the cooks la, chefs la. They are really good at kitchen la. But what if they could sell it online la? And what if there is a market for them as well la? So Druk Ride takes care of the delivery system la. So that's when I felt like I had to work on this as well. And Druk Ride, after we bring in the bus and the flight, we are bringing in the package delivery system as well.
Anyway, at the moment, the services you provide are, the bus ticket service, and also you'll be introducing flight tickets, right?
Yes.
And
then package delivery.
Package delivery, okay. So when are you hoping to start this package delivery service?
Package delivery service, maybe we will be testing that in beta. Beta is something like it's a test run of app. So in next 15 days we will be testing it. We will testing it, and then we will be using it amongst our staff and like friends. So once we test it, and then once it's ready to be launched, we will be launching it soon. Because we are trying to integrate with all the banks. So we don't want to have that discouragement of saying that like my bank account doesn't have that facility in Druk Ride app. And we want to encourage all.
Anyway, Jigme, we will talk about this package service maybe in the future when you want to start this. But for now, let's talk more about Druk Ride. So it's only on the website, right?
Yes.
And I believe you also told me that you're planning to introduce a mobile app,
Yes.
Druk Ride mobile app. Can you tell me more about it?
Druk Ride mobile app is something our like society is like constantly developing with all the facilities. So what happens is like we felt like only the website is not appropriate in the market. As Druk Ride is growing, so we felt like app is a must. So what can you do with the app is you can see your trips. You can see your cancelled trips. How many trips you had. Your upcoming trips, if you have booked ticket on Druk Ride, you would have the wallet facility where you cancel your ticket, and then depending on the policies with the bus operators, they would deduct certain costs that would be in the system. So normally, currently 25% they are deducting from the ticket if you're cancelling the ticket. Previously, we didn't have refunds. But now, because of Druk Ride, I feel like we are making an impact, changing the society of having refunds as well.
At the moment, how successful is your website, Druk Ride?
It's growing. The funny part is like our office was called from other parts of Bhutan. They said, why don't we have it from that Zonghak?
Okay.
Why don't we have that from the other Zonghaks? So we had to convince them, saying that okay, we are growing, we will come there to your Zonghak till Thimphu, and that was the thing. People are saying that like it is a good initiative, and this encourages us to do better. And then I'm sure every youth has their talent hidden inside, but I would encourage them to explore as well. There will be supporters, but first you need to start believing in yourself, and when you believe the impossible, the possible happens.
When do you think you can provide these services to other Zonghaks besides Thimphu?
This all depends on the operators.
Okay.
The operators, they're important because like they give shabdos, they give the service. But what if we could join hands together to make the service better for the people? As long as we could help the people, yes, bus operators and transport service providers. I know that this is a tough thing. I can see the problems there. But what if we could make it better for the public? Joining hands together and then looking at the future and indirectly saving our own Bhutanese economy by not coming till the station and then like booking tickets. Why can't we do that simple step and go further and bring the Bhutanese people forward? So I feel like I need that support from bus operators as well, so that I can really focus on technology and make it a better facility for the people.
What did you really want to become, when you were in college or when you were in school?
My dreams crisscrossed. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot, jet fighter. But looking at us, our country, we don't have jets. So that dream got drowned the drain. But I love my country so much. But I wanted to create a value. I wanted to be significant in a society. Doesn't mean that I want. When I say significant, I need to do something really great. But I wanted to help people. Literally, I thought why can't we do it differently? Things that are here. So that's when I felt like I'm born entrepreneur. I wanted to be an entrepreneur myself. So what happened was during my college days I did BCom.
Okay.
Honestly, I went for engineering because I was in science. That is the concept.
Did you study BCom?
Yes, I did civil engineering 1 year. I left civil engineering for BCom.
During your college days?
Yes. This is the first time I'm seeing it on the radio.
Thank you for sharing this with me. Anyway, tell me why did you shift from science to BCom?
That was the logic behind my friends who I studied in Motithang, and my friends who were about to go to college and they were like engineering, civil engineering. We'll get a job. Don't worry about it. Finish your studies. We'll get a job. The idea was getting job, not the passion.
Alright, okay.
So what happened was I took that boat. I went for engineering, but after 1 year I realized I was not meant to be an engineer. I was not meant to be a civil engineer. So I left civil engineering and I started taking up BCom. And my parents were disappointed, honestly. My parents were disappointed saying that engineering, we take up engineering and doctor as a really high thing, and in the society, you're respected differently. But the respect is earned. The respect, you should earn it. You don't get respect just having something you have learned. You have to implement that. And then you have to be a respectable person in the society when you help others.
But how did you convince your parents?
They didn't know about it. That was the shocking part when I brought up a degree saying that it's BCom.
For how many years, you kept the
For 3 years.
For 3 years you kept the secret.
And I broke that down to my mother initially, and my father didn't know about it. And what happened was my father got a bit mad at me, but my mom was supportive about it.
When you told them, how was their reaction, at first?
It was shocking. When I used to come here,
give them a shock.
Yes, yes. I did that not on purpose. I couldn't tell them because that's the barrier we have in the Bhutanese society.
Okay. Anyway, you know what? Now you are an entrepreneur. Are you satisfied?
I'm more than happy. I wouldn't have been happy if I'm a civil engineer. I'm working in an office. I took this initiative of becoming myself as taking myself as an entrepreneur because I wanted to solve problems. I just didn't want to be on an office desk. I wanted to go in field and solve problems. And I'm more than happy of what I tend to do and what I am today.
Anyway, Jigme, just tell me, how and where did you get this idea of becoming an entrepreneur, this concept of entrepreneur?
Steve Jobs.
Tell me more about it.
The line that he put up, make a dent in the universe. That's my favorite line. Make a dent in the universe. That means be the change you want to see in the world. That's Mahatma Gandhi as well. So the concept of saying be the change. You want to be your master of your own destiny. You don't want to work under someone and be guided. You want to test yourself. You want to explore. You want to test your limits. You don't know where you can be and what you can do unless you test yourself. So that's when I felt like I have to be an entrepreneur. And then they were people who tried to change things, and they did.
Was it during the college days that you came across this line?
I used to read about entrepreneurship
about
and
this
then
entrepreneurial culture, Was
Yes.
it during the college days?
Yes. Basically, my friends, one of my friend who was down there was really interested. I formed a group where we used to talk business. It didn't come out as a fruitful event or anything, but it constantly improved us, our mindset of the difficulties we were basically education means like you are preparing for the future.
Okay.
So what we did was we used to discuss together, we used to talk about the problems and everything, and we were training our minds to be tough. There will be challenges, but you don't give up. So that's when we trained ourselves in college. We used to talk amongst each other, the problems.
That's really interesting. Yeah, so Jigme, after graduating college, what did you do? What were you doing?
I started many field companies. This is not the first company I started. I came back, I started a travel company. I was beaten there badly. I was bruised. I was beaten that badly because travel company is very competitive. But you need to have PR, good PR. So when you're new, it's difficult. It's very difficult. So I started one concept of to help my aunties run handicrafts. So what I did was I tried to do it online again. I started it as Oasis online mall. So the concept was, as Bhutan is small, I felt like there is no need of having malls. As long as there is an online based virtual product, you can see online. Why to spend too much on a mall when they can have an experience online, like being inside a mall. So that's when I started always on that. Also failed. Then I had to divert myself again. But Uber concept didn't go out. I had that. I told my parents I want to do that, and then there were skeptics, and then there were negative criticisms saying that it won't work in Bhutan.
What was the criticism all about?
Saying that our country has not developed yet. Our country doesn't have that much facilities like the Western world. I told them as long as you can bring out the product, and then doesn't mean that when I say Uber-like concept, doesn't mean that it should be appropriately Uber. So I worked on it, and then when my friend said like he needed a ticket, that time it struck me and I had to change that idea. I would do it. I would do it. When I say I want to do it, I really need to do it.
I got one more question. You know what? Every time I talk to young entrepreneurs like you, I make sure that I ask one question, that's 3 important rules for becoming a successful entrepreneur. Tell us your 3 important rules.
Passion. If you don't have passion, there's nothing. One core value that you have to have. Passion, perseverance. The passion won't work without perseverance. You need to persevere. You will go through many hardships, but at the end, the passion, perseverance, and lastly, the hard work. You need to put a couple of hard works there. You won't have your sleeps. You would be disturbing your sleeps. Why would you sleep? If you have that dream working for you, work hard. Work so hard that even, your future will thank you. That's it.
All right, Jigme, thank you so much for being on Generation Me.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show. Thank you so much.
Well, all right, that was Jigme T.Y. Rinzin, a young entrepreneur who runs Druk Ride. Well, thank you very much for listening. This is me, Tshering Wangchuk, signing off for the program.